Good morning, Patrick, and thanks so much for making the time. As you know, this is our key stakeholder session for Project X. I'll take you through the project's outcomes and the objectives. We'll receive your feedback. We've gathered so far on the implementation and the integration so far. And then I would like to walk you through the continuous improvement system we're rolling out specifically for the project.
Perfect. Morning, Janine. Yeah, good to have a session today. I'm keen to get into it. So we definitely there's a lot happening on our side as well. So yeah, let's get crack on.
All right, great. I'll just bring up the presentation. All right. Okay, so to start off, the big picture is we're focused on a smooth handover from the incumbent, upgraded the fleet to meet the under 4 years compliance, and we've established a brand new depot that has been fit out for long-term operations. On the commercial side, transparency in procurement and keeping the transition costs down have been a top priority. Would you say that matches up with what you've seen operationally too?
Look, absolutely, that's spot on. I've added that workforce continuity is really important. With that shift of staff from our other depot, we want to make sure that they're really supported and not stretched too thin while we're still recruiting locally.
Yeah, I agree with that, Patrick. That's a great point. And we'll make sure to include that under our workforce planning objectives as we move forward. Then integration and implementation. So looking at the implementation side, the schedule included early supply engagement to manage the equipment lead times, mobilization of our interim staff/workforce, and a phased handover from the outgoing team. Have your teams flagged any integration concerns so far, or particularly around timelines or fleet availability?
Yeah, there's been some concern around delays in finishing or finalization, of the fleet specs. The sooner I think the sooner procurement locks those down, the better, especially for any new orders.
Yeah, that's already in motion. Procurement have vendor meetings this week. I'll check in to make sure they're looping in ops directly so nothing falls through the cracks. Is there anything else that we should keep our eyes on?
Look, just hoping the depot setup doesn't drag out too long. If the build runs late, we might need some temporary office support.
That's a good call. We have factored in a contingency plan, but I'll double check timelines with the property to be sure. Now onto something new that we're introducing for Project X, the continuous improvement tracking system. Which I'd like to take you through today. It's a simple digital platform where we can log and track improvement, ideas, our lessons learned, safety observations, and our follow-up actions. Think of it as a live CI register that everyone on site can access and contribute to.
Okay, so this sits alongside our usual safety reporting.
Exactly. It complements it nicely. The system is broader. It captures not just safety, but process improvements, procurement feedback, site-specific ideas that we want to carry forward into the future projects on site. We'll run a short training session before rollout and assign a CI champion on site to keep things moving, and this will help maintain momentum. So you'll see on the slide, it's just to summarize it focuses on improving the efficiency, service quality. It'll build on identified gaps in our process, products, as well as stakeholder feedback. And it aligns with XLL strategic growth and operational excellence goals. So, Patrick, what's your view on introducing something like this at Project X? Do you see any potential barriers that we should tackle early on?
Look, honestly, if it's easy to use and doesn't add to the reporting burden, I think it'll work well. The key is if the team sees real, follow up on the input, they'll get behind.
Okay, that's great. So on the slide that you're seeing now, it's just a high-level summary. So the team will be able to report on real-time fleet tracking and maintenance alerts. They'll have a centralized procurement portal with supplier panels, the modular equipment packages. They'll have an online client dashboard for project updates in real time, the green fleet transition planning, as well as a quarterly stakeholder review workshop. So in terms of visibility and follow through, I know those are crucial. And the CI is definitely built up to review the cycle. Would it help if we trialed the system with your shift leads before a full rollout?
Yeah, that sounds like a smart approach. It'll let us iron out any kinks before everyone jumps on board, I reckon.
Okay. All right, that's great. We should aim for a 2-week trial before a full rollout. We'll have internal training sessions as well as documentation ready for them. And I really appreciate your input there. I'll update the project management plan to reflect the workforce and the fleet feedback and follow up with the procurement supplier on the timelines. For the CI system, I'll definitely organize a trial group and send out a training schedule soon. In the potential benefits of the new system, will increase the equipment uptime and lower maintenance costs. There'll be a faster supply engagement and procurement cycles, so that everyone is able to visibly see where we are in our project cycle. And in turn, it'll enhance client satisfaction through the transparency that the system's able to offer. A great one is we'll reduce our environmental footprint. And lastly, improve team accountability and project delivery confidence. What do you think of that plan?
Look, I think that sounds like a real solid plan. I love the initiative here on all these potential benefits. Let me know if you need help in any of the coordination with the shift leads for the CI trial. Yeah, but it looks like a really good initiative from your end.
Thanks, Patrick. All right, so thanks again. We'll send out a session summary by Friday with all the action plans, and hope to catch up with you again soon.
Perfect. Thanks for your update. Appreciate it.
Welcome. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.